Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy. I have a really cute card for you today, and in fact, we're going to be using one of the catalogs. Nope, one of the stamp sets. That's a new release from Stampin' Up. Now, it doesn't come available till May, so you won't see it in the catalog. It's an online exclusive, and if you ever see my videos, you'll know I've started marking my stamp sets that online exclusive has an orange dot. If it's in the catalog, it has a pink dot. Might not be important to you, but for me, trying to keep track, because Stampin' Up! Has so many releases going on between the catalog, the online exclusive, the scrapbook kits, all of that going on, it's hard for me to keep track. So anyway, this one is an online exclusive. It'll be available in May. And when I first saw this stamp set, I thought, look how cute that wording is. I fell in love with the wording, but then as I started to play with it, look at these cute little flowers, and they're two-step flowers, so two-step stamping, and I am a huge fan of two-step stamping, so this stamp set was right up my alley. Anyway, as I keep chatting on, so let me show you. Well, I'm not going to show you the card. Let's go ahead and make a card. That sounds like fun. We're going to start first of all with a little piece of just basic white. Now, I'll give you the measurements. They'll be on my gallery to BeCreativeWithKathy.com. I won't have the supply list because, like I said, the stamp set's not even available till May. So this piece is 2.5 by 3 3/4. And the inks we're going to use are the in colors. Now this is the 2020, let me make sure I get this right, 2024 to 2026 set of in colors. So this in color, if you're familiar, Stampin' Up! Keeps their in colors for 2 years. Be careful, the ones from 2023 to 2025 are only available through April. So if you're interested in those, be sure and get them now before they sell out. Anyway, okay, so we're not going to use the Summer Splash, but we are going to use a little bit of Peach Pie, a little bit of Pink Pretty in Pink, a little bit, whoop, we're out of camera. There we go. A little bit of Shy Shamrock and a little bit of Petunia Pop. So I'm going to go ahead and just open and live dangerously and have all my ink pads open so we can do a little bit of stamping here. Okay, and then like I said, I'm going to put the stamp set here so you can see what images I'm going to use. Okay, I think we're all set now. Okay, so with this, thanks, because I'm sending out my catalogs now. Here's a confession. If you are my customer, and I've been telling you for the last month, or at least a month, that if you placed an order with me in the last 6 months, watch the mail, the catalog's coming to your door. You gotta let me know by the end of March, because I'm going to put in my order and then Stampin' Up! Sends them out. Well, I am a procrastinator. I waited till the last minute, and then I had company and totally forgot to order the catalogs from Stampin' Up! So I thought, oh goodness, I hurried and ordered some catalogs, and believe it or not, they're already here, and I'm getting ready to send them out. If you need a catalog, let me know. Anyway, I'm getting ready to send them out, and I need a thank you card to go in my catalog packages. So that's what I'm making today. So I have my little thanks, long story for why I'm using thanks, but I'm going to just take it and stamp it here in the center as best I can. I'm not applying a lot of pressure because this is a very fine line stamp, and I don't want to squish the stamp and get a really thick stem or the end of my thanks here. But I'm going to just take and stamp it. And you know, I'm going to make 2 cards. I need a bunch of them, so if I'm making them, I might as well make a couple at a time. So same thing. That little basic white, I'm going to just stamp that little thanks 3 times, just like that. Okay, I'm going to move these a little higher so I can get my fingers in them. Then we're going to take those little flower images here, and we're going to stamp them on top of our stem. So in the Peach Pie, I'm going to take this image right here, and I might get my head in the camera. Watch out, my hair's probably a mess right now, but that's how I live. And I'm going to just place that little flower on the top of the stem, and look how cute he is. Yeah, so far so good. Then with this Pretty in Pink, I'm going to take this little flower here and stamp him over here. Nice. These colors coordinate or go together so nice, it makes it kind of easy to come up with your color choices. So then in the Petunia Pop, I'm going to take this little image right here, do the same thing. Wait, I have a glare. I can't, there he is right there. Make sure I let that ink sink in. Look how bright and vibrant that Petunia Pop is. And there, so now we have our little flowers there. Right now it needs a little leaf. So this little tiny leaf right here, look how cute that is. Hi Glinda, how are you? I'm gonna just take my little leaf here and stamp it along the stem of my flowers I should say. And I'm gonna kind of change them up. I'm gonna start, I started to the, I don't have my rings on. Look, I don't even left and right. I started this way. If I don't have my ring on, I can't tell you left and right. And I forgot to put my rings on this morning. Bet you that means I don't have any earrings on either. Not that it matters. Okay, and then on this little flower, I'm gonna just kind of change him up a little bit and put that little leaf kind of close together. So now it kind of looks, give it kind of variety. Let's do the same thing to this one. Not knowing my left and right, if that's my only problem, then I'm doing pretty good today. But I feel sorry, my poor little kindergartners teachers used to tell me, you know, we'd do the Pledge of Allegiance and they'd say, put your, well, I have to think right hand over your heart, and I'd always go left because I never did my left. Oh, anyway, they just put up with me because I didn't know my left and right, and I tried to learn over the years, and that is just a block I have. There's no left and right in Kathy's world. It's my way, your way, wedding ring the other way, but oh well. As I continue to ramble on. Okay, I'm going to just push these up because we're going to need some of those again. But on this, I'm going to take and put a layer. I think we're going to make the Pretty in Pink card this time. So I'm going to take a couple pieces here of Pretty in Pink. You see I have the other ones. I need to make a bunch of these. So I'm going to, this is just 1/4 of an inch bigger. So what I say, this is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. No, this is 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. So this is 4 inches by 2 3/4. Ta-da. And like I said, the measurements will be on my blog. I won't have a supply list until the catalog goes live. Hopefully I'll remember to go back. Oop, and I just told you these are online exclusives. So when the online exclusives go live, I'll go back and add the supply list to my gallery. Okay, look how pretty so far that's layered on there. And then we're gonna just take this little piece and layer it on there. And we got 2 going. We're in good shape. There we go. Okay, so now we need a piece of Designer Series paper. So I'm going to just bring in my trimmer. And I've got all those end colors in the Designer Series paper. And I'm going to just grab 2 of the Pretty in Pink. And now these are 6 by 6. And I want to cut them down so they are 4 inches by 5 1/4. Which just is the basic layer on a card. Because our card base will be, excuse me, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 is a 1/2 sheet of cardstock, and then you score it at 4 1/4 and you have a card base. Anyway, cutting it down to 4 inches this way. And I want my stripe to go across. So I'm going to do that and then turn them and cut them down. Let me line them up again. And cut them down to 5 1/4. Okay, so now we have our 2 card bases here, or no, card layers. Here's my card bases, and I always have thick, basic white card bases on hand. Whenever I open a new pack, I just automatically take a bunch of them and turn them into card bases. And what I mean is I score them at 4 1/4, and then I cut them in half so they're 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And then we just fold on that score line. You have to admit, this is a fast, ooh, don't get in the ink. That was my worry about leaving my ink pads open, but we're not quite done with them yet. But anyway, this is a fast, simple little thank you card. But as much as I appreciate my customers, I hope they know it's the love that I put into it and not the, I don't know, layers, I guess is what I'm talking about. But I totally appreciate and thank all of my customers. Okay, here we go. So we have our layer on our thick. This is thick basic white. Let's put this one on. I do like the stripe in this. I think this might be my favorite pattern, but these little bubbles, well, maybe they're circles, might be my second favorite. Although that's today. Tomorrow it might all change. Okay, so now we have our card bases ready. We're going to just take those 2 that we stamped and layered on and put some dimensionals on the back. Thank you, Glenda. I hope my customers feel lucky too. I try to let them know how much I appreciate them. Okay. And then here, we're going to just take this and center it right here in the center of our cards. And look how cute, even if it's the bubbles or circles, or if it's the stripe, they both look great. But now we need to do something on the inside. So I'm going to open them up again. And I stamped the inside this time because I don't know how many times I will put the front on upside down, and then, or maybe I stamped the inside upside down. But I'm going to take a piece of scratch paper. Oh, and if you recognize that stamp, then you must be a demonstrator, because I was playing with another new comer-inner, I guess you'd call it. It's another stamp set. I don't know if it's in the catalog or an online exclusive, because like I said, I can't remember. But let me go back to my stamping. So this time I'm going to use the same stamp, but I'm only going to use the stem. So I'm going to stamp off. My words are down here where I don't want them, and I have that little stem on the inside of my card, because there's no thanks on the inside, just on the front. And then let's pick a flower. This is Pretty in Pink, so let's add just a little bit of color on the inside, and we'll use that peach pie and stamp that little flower there. Yeah. And then this one, we'll stamp the little flower there too. Nice. And then we got to put some leaves on our flower, or our stem. Our flower needs leaves, that's the bottom line. Oh, Glenda knows what stamp set that is. Have you played with that stamp set, Glenda? I'd love to see what you came up with. Little leaves here. I've only played with it once so far, but I'm very happy. And then we're going to use that stamp set in my class on the 26th. So be sure and subscribe to my email list, so you know when my next class is. I'm doing a special class this month too, using the paper pumpkin. So if you got March's paper pumpkin, you want to see a little bit different twist on it, or if you missed March's paper pumpkin and you want to come to class to get some cards from that kit, that's what we're going to be using at one of my classes. The other class, we're going to be using all new Stampin' Up! Products. And when I say new, those are the ones that are available in May. Okay, so we have all of our stamping done, inside and out. Now we just need to add a little bit of bling. I'm not going to go overboard. I'm going to just take some of these iridescent pearls. In fact, I'm only going to take one, and I'm going to scoop him up and stick him right here in the middle of that petunia pop flower. Like that. And then it needs one more thing. Let's take some of these little brass butterflies, and let's throw a little brass butterfly on there too. How about right there? Yep. Sometimes they fit better there, sometimes they fit better up here. It just depends where I stamped my leaves. Okay, so there you go. Let me clean up a little bit, and I'll show you all the different colors of the cards that I've made. So this is the Pretty in Pink that we made just now. And then, what about that petunia pop? Look how pretty that one is on the petunia pop. And then some of those peach pie. We got a few peach pie. And then I went to some of the other color family, the brights, and I made some that are in the Daffodil Delight. I have a few that are in Flirty Flamingo. I have a few that are in Coastal Cabana. And aren't they pretty? You put them all together and you look at all that pop of color. I love it. I hope that my customers know how much I appreciate them. And that they know that anything I can do for them, if they ever have any questions, you can give me a call. Whatever you need, I'll be here for you. And on that same quote, be sure and watch your mail, your catalog, and now your card will be in there too. Very soon in the mail. I hope to get them mailed out tomorrow. Alrighty. If you have any questions, if you need anything, again, the measurements will be on my gallery. I'll try to get the supply list updated as soon as the stamp set goes live. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here next Monday. Bye-bye.